This is the Fimam.
And you have to point out another thing that so far as the other union territories are concerned, correct, how the executive functions are being carried out.
Through administrator. I'll show you.
That is what ultimately.
Please.
But suppose a subject is exclusively entrusted to Parliament, right? By in list 1, list 3, there's no problem. Suppose a subject is entrusted exclusively to Parliament in list 1. Does the state exercise executive power? Can the state exercise executive power in respect of that subject? A, the state.
If the parliamentary law so delegates, for example, some Transfer of Property Act, Citizenship Act, Central Law in list 1, but they say that it will be enforced by the collectors of the district who are under the state.
And in the case of a union territory like Delhi,
LG, I'll show the GNCTD Act scheme. LG is the authority. Okay.
So that now getting to the point. Solicitor, we'll now go back to your written submissions.
Yes, but before that, but only few paragraphs from Justice Bhushan's view in the Constitution bench on this, for completeness, my lord, on
Yes.
insofar as, my lord, then I'll immediately, my lord, assist your lordship with the, but if your lordships can come to paragraph 01.
So can you just give us the paras which read from Justice Mishra's judgment?
500.
Which will just give us that, not, we don't need to read them.
Your lordships wanted Justice Mishra's paragraph.
Paragraphs only.
Yes.
284.14.
Paras,
4.
Yes, my lord, it is
284. 284.1. 171.
217, 222, 245, and the conclusion 284.14 and 284.15.
yes.
And I'm sorry, no, 204 also. And the contention which we raised is in para 39. I'll give, my lord, a short note, my lord, which para
And
contains.
my judgment, which are the paras you say?
Pardon?
My judgment?
Yes.
316, I think. Right, SG? 316460.
Yes.
Wow.
316, my lord, and
463.
4.
460, 461, 462, and 463.
Now we go to Justice Bhushan. Paras,
Lord, 4,
which,
At page?
316, my lord. That is at page, my lord, I'll give the pagination, even more money. And the lord says, no, give me a minute. Four eight one two, my lord. PDF page 4812. 4816, sorry. Because first four paras are then 421.
4.
421, page 4860. Then 460. My lord mentioned, my lords, the Chief Justice of India was also pleased to quote the transaction of business rules, which I read yesterday, that
Yeah.
my lords would find, my lord, in para 407 at 4854 and para 424 at page 4862.
Yes.
My lord, on the same, the two paragraphs of my Lord Justice Bhushan's judgment, my lord, Bhushan's view. Para 500, my lords. 490.
49?
Page,
4901. My internal page is 755, judgment page.
para 490.
No, at 500.
500.
4901.
At 490. I'm applied to already.
Yes.
It is submitted that even when Article 239AA3A stipulates that Legislative Assembly of Delhi shall have the power to legislate in respect of subject matters provided in List 2.
Sorry, where are you reading it?
I'm sorry, para 500.
Very good.
Does my Lord Justice Shah has. It is submitted that even when Article 239AA3A stipulates that Legislative Assembly of Delhi shall have the power to legislate in respect of subject matters provided in List 2 and List 3 of the 7th schedule of the Constitution of India, It specifically restricts the legislative powers of the Legislative Assembly of Delhi to those subject matters which are applicable to union territories. The Constitution envisages that List 2 and List 3 of the 7th Schedule of the Constitution of India contain certain subject matters which are not applicable to union territories. The intention of the Constitution makers is that even when the subject matters contained in List 2 and List 3 of 7th Schedule become available to the Legislative Assembly of NCT of Delhi, the subject matter in the said list, which are not applicable to union territories, would not become available to the Legislative Assembly of NCT of Delhi and would be beyond its legislative powers. Article 246(4), then it may not be relevant. But there is one more parameter. 550. 4927 of PDF. 550.
Four,
Same conclusion.
para,
550.
Bhushan also takes the same view that the
Same
use
view,
of
my
the word
lord.
state doesn't matter. Yes.
Lord, your lordships your lordship knows Article 239 AA itself came by way of a constitutional amendment. If the Parliament wanted to amend it, it would have said that entry so and so are excluded. So they wanted it, my lord, in a contextual form that some entry may, under some circumstances, fall within, may be applicable to union territory. May not be applicable to union territory. It will be decided.
Now, before we deal with services specifically, what is your submission? How do you interpret the phrase insofar as is applicable? I mean, what is the test which we should apply?
Yes. Lord, my respectful submission is that so far as services are concerned, my lord, and insofar as, my lord, I am referring only to services.
No, independent of service, applicable or otherwise. To union
Yes, your lordships, my lord, would test whether a particular subject, particular matter, not entry, but the particular matter can ever be within the domain of the union territory or not. As a class, not Delhi, as opposed to federating states. Now, taking an example, my lord, of services, as I have already indicated, I'm sorry.
Yes.
As I have already indicated, Lord, union territories are extension of the union government by definition and even constitutionally. The very purpose of creating one particular geographical area as a union territory by itself suggests that the union itself wants to administer that territory, meaning thereby through its own offices.
Yes.
So, all union territories are administered by central. How does the Home Secretary whether I should give the license or not? He may have to ask his minister that whether I should give license or not. So there are two different things. Functional control is not obviously not with the minister concerned. That's the transaction of business rules.
But suppose the officer is not properly discharging functions. Now see how anomalous this would be. If an officer is not discharging his functional role properly, the Delhi government will have no role then to say that, well, I'll shift this person and get someone else.
Lord, even
Can that ever be?
I'll
If
answer.
functional control you concede in terms of the TBR also has to be with the Delhi government, then can we say that, look, you will have no, they will have no jurisdiction or no authority in respect of where he will be posted, whether he should be in education or whether she should be in environment or whether she should be in somebody else should be on something else.
Lord, I'll answer that question, and I must
Road
answer that
construction.
question, my Lord, squarely. My Lord, the examples given were, my Lord, very, very simplistic examples that I don't want this man to be in the health and I want him to be in the industry. Look, can I not do that? Lord, let us examine the fundamental question why that control is necessary. Suppose the central government, as per the rules, my Lord, which I will show, posts a particular officer as industries secretary or secretary environment or any other secretary. Delhi is the capital of the country. But I'm sorry, Manoj, but this maybe really, Lord, going to the root of it. Lord, we have neighboring states. Capital has neighboring states. And maybe as per the policy of the Delhi government or irrespective of the policy government, he starts having a non-cooperation with some secretary dealing with the similar department in, say, Punjab or Haryana or Rajasthan or UP, continuously. Suppose Haryana person, Home Secretary, is dealing with, say, terrorism or dealing with some act, and this man never cooperates. Lord, would it not be imposing a question to myself necessary for the state government to say that no, you remain there, but you are shifted to health? Suppose Health Secretary. Health Secretary, maybe as per the policy of the government or as per his own whims, start acting in a manner that there is an epidemic. Either spread of an epidemic, there can't be a policy, but there is an epidemic or pandemic, and some actions are not taken for some reasons, which might have an all India implication. The state government must retain its control. And if there is a bona fide reason that this officer misbehaves, this officer is not suitable for the post, this officer has committed misconduct, then disciplinary authority is undisputably, as per law, the Ministry of Home Affairs. You just indicate the law, LG, that you transfer this officer, and LG is under an obligation to forward it to the cadre controlling authority. That's how the scheme has worked so far. Lord, I have the list. Whenever, Lord, there was a request from the minister that either appoint somebody from bringing from somewhere to my department or transfer someone, LG is just intimated in writing and the necessary actions are taken. But as a law, as a constitutional proposition, Lord, that power is retained with the central government by LG as a representative of the President of India because you are administering the capital of the country. I am not on functional control.
In the reference is made to the cadre rules. You will have to, in your own way, you tell us.
I will. The 11A
rules. Then when the postings are to be made,
yes,
the cadre rules, once the allocation is made to a particular state or a union territory where state is defined to include a union territory. Once the allocation is made, the rules say that the postings are to be left to the state. That is one. You address us.
I'm sorry.
On that issue.
My apologies.
Flagging that. Dr. Singhvi, on the other hand, also said that postings will vest in me as a state, but the union could continue to have the disciplinary authority. So therefore, we have a duality. In IAS, we know invariably the cadre controlling authority is always the union because DOPT will control that. But with respect to the postings, assignments invariably happen by the chief secretary or GID department. How does
state? Yes, I'm sorry.
Tell us the distinction as against a state in a union territory, number one, first layer, and as against union territory so far as NCT is concerned. There is a further difference there.
Yes.
In your own way, you'll have to answer that question.
Lord, I'll just let you answer that first. Lord, kindly come to my written submissions.
Now, while you're at it, Mr. Mehta, also vis-a-vis other UTs, is that how you're doing it?
Same thing. Yes, I can make that statement. Through administrator. In Delhi, the difference is administrator's nomenclature is LG. But he is not a governor in that sense of the term constitutionally. He is an administrator. He is an administrator, my lord, having the powers of the administrator under Article 239 of the Constitution. Lord, but answering that first, my lord, since it fell from your lordship's. My lord, the scheme under the administrative infrastructure in India is this. All India service officers are appointed under the All India Services Act. There are several All India services, Indian Administrative Service, Indian Police Service, Forest Service, etc., etc. The examination is, my lords are aware, conducted by the UPS. The moment, my lord, I clear the examination, I will be given the option of choosing my cadre. I can choose my home cadre. Somebody may choose some other state, etc. My lord, there are 3 options to be given, which is not relevant, my lord, for the present purpose. Just, my lord, I am giving an idea. And depending upon my ranking in the, my lord, list, I get the cadre. One of, my lord, all are state cadres, except one. That is called Egmut cadre. And Egmut cadre, my lord, includes
Andaman, Nicobar and all that.
Arunachal Pradesh, Goa, Mizoram, Andaman and Nicobar, Chandigarh, Daman and Diu, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, NCT Delhi, Lakshadweep, Puducherry, Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. So this is, my lord, a joint cadre, and therefore if I am allotted Egmut cadre, I can be transferred only in one of these,
Right.
my lord, UT or the state, my lord, because Arunachal subsequently became state, Goa became state, Mizoram became state, rest are still UT. So I will be appointed in some of these, my lord, states only and not outside. There is no separate cadre, union territory wise. Now, my lord, immediately answering, and then, my lord, I'll take your lordship to this, my lord. But broadly, my lord, kindly bear one factor in mind. So far as Delhi administration is concerned, there are 3 layers, there are 3 tiers. First is All India Service. Second is DENIX. DENIX, my lord, stands for Delhi, Andaman, Nicobar, Lakshadweep, Daman and Diu, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, central services, civil services. But it is a central service, I will show. So selected by UPSC, it is a central service. They are central government employees.
Normally referred to as Group B services.
Group B services. Your lordships are right. That Group B
IAS
services.
exams, everybody knows.
Pardon?
In the IAS examination, people know.
A-
Group A, Group B services.
Group B services. My lord. That is, my lord, the second tier.
Most
And
hierarchy conscious institutions.
yeah, those who are selected in Group B, then again they attempt and try for Group A, etc. And the third tier is what is called DAS, DASS, Delhi Administration Subordinate Services. That is, my lord, Group C services and C and D services. Now the appointment is, my lord, for first 2 tiers, the appointment is made by
UPS.
the UPSC. So far as third is concerned, the central government has created a board, selection board, service selection board. So class group D and C and D are selected by them.
Have you formulated this in your submissions?
Yes.
In your written submissions? Why don't we then quickly look at that paragraph so we bring focus on that
Yes, Manoj.
since in the morning.
Page 52, Manoj,
I know.
Yes, yes.
on services.
Page number, sorry.
Lord, if your lordship don't mind, kindly come to page 55.
50?
5. But before that, if your lordships can just take the constitution, the chapter of services. Lord, part 18, start, 14, Lord, starting with 308, article 308. Your lordships are dealing with a question as to whether services and state service commission can fall within NCT of Delhi or not. My lord, kindly, my lord, this is slightly crucial. If I can show that there cannot be a state public service commission in NCT of Delhi, your lordships would not bifurcate entries that half entry is available and half is not available. Correct, my lord? That's a settled law of constitutional interpretation. Now kindly see 308. I have already, my lord, indicated this in the beginning. In this part, unless the context otherwise requires, the expression state does not include the state of Jammu and Kashmir. I have already said this was same Seventh Amendment where Union Territory was introduced, and therefore the legislative parliament has consciously not used the word Union Territory here. Now see 309, which I have already read. Now kindly come to 315. Then I'll take your losses through the written submissions. Subject to the provisions of this article, your lordship gets, followed.
Yes.
There shall be a public service commission for the union and public service commission for each state. So first of all, literal interpretation means it is the state which can have public service commission. UT is excluded in 308. That is the first submission. Then 2, which becomes more clear. 2 or more states may agree that there shall be one public service commission for that group of states, and if a resolution to that effect is passed by the House, or where there are 2 houses, by each houses of the legislature, those states, Parliament may by law provide for the appointment of a joint state public service commission referred to in this chapter as joint commission. Here also, it is kindly now see 4, Sub-Articles Commission of the Union, UPSC. If requested so to do by the governor of a state, may, with the approval of the president, agree to serve all or any of the needs of. So, the governor has the power, and kindly see, my lord, the governor is replaced by Raj Pramukh. Raj Pramukh was only for group part A and part B states. That is, constitution, the federating states. Part C was, Delhi was part C state. And most importantly, this Raj Pramukh is also deleted and governor is made by the very same amendment by which Union Territory came into picture. So this completely excludes a possibility of Union Territory having a public service commission. Now kindly see, my lord, 316.
1 minute.
Lord, I hope, my lord, I am able to make myself clear. Look, the submission is the very same amendment, namely 7th constitutional amendment, which introduces Union Territory, which introduces administrator for Union Territory, amends Article 315 to include only the governor, meaning thereby here state means state, not Union Territory.
Yes.
Correct? Now, 316, only one, sub-article 1. The chairman and other members of a public service commission shall be appointed in case of union commission or joint commission by the president and in case of a state commission by the governor. There is no provision for administrator appointing the chairman because there cannot be a service commission for the union territory. Reading Article 30A, 315 and the 7th Constitutional Amendment, which all brought this scheme together. Reading them together, they cannot be. So if one entry says State Services and State Public Service Commission, if I can satisfy your lordship that there cannot be any public service commission for union territory, then contextually the subject of services also is out, because your lordship would not bifurcate it. The legislative power would be available for half of the entry and would not be available for half of the entry.
You are driving at the proposition that their constitution do not contemplate services for union territories.
Correct. I'm grateful.
Independent of the union service.
Yes, there are only two services contemplated under Part 14, union services and state service. For union territories, the union services go and serve. There is no third category of service.
Otherwise, it will be equated with the state,
Correct.
union territory.
Correct. Or maybe central services, because union territory is an extension of union.
Union. It's union service.
Yes.
Union service.
There cannot be a third service, there is no third service contemplated under the Constitution. Now, my lord, quickly answering, my lord, kindly come to the rules itself, rather than going through my, lord, written submission, which I'll immediately, my lord, quickly go through. But I want to answer that 11A question, my lord, which my lords have very rightly flagged. But first, let me show, my lord, Denix. I'll go, my lord, in a reverse chronology. First, my lord, I will show Das. Lord, there is a compilation 4. My lord, I yesterday, my lord, sir, late night it was circulated, my lord, but it contains rules and only 4 or 5 pages are relevant. The rest, your lordship may ignore.
But for ignoring also, we have to go through the entire thing.
My apologies.
That is number 4, right?
Yes, volume number 4.
One day in the life of a judge.
Yes, my lord, that.
Convenience. 4.
Lord, I am reading item number 9, NCP of Delhi, my lord, Denic rules. 142, page 142. My lord, the Chief Justice, my lord, very kindly put the query. Where is the power of appointment? From where do I get it? Who appoints? Therefore, my lord, I am going by my lord. Das first, lord, I'm sorry, page number I am giving wrong. 188.
188.
188.
You said 140.
188. Item number 11, my lord, PDF page would be 200.
If it's
I'm sorry, 190.
190.
English. There is English version. No, continuation. 200. Okay.
So English version starts at 200.
202. my lord. Here, this is class CND. Yeah, Das, Delhi Administrative Subordinate Services. And these are not the.
Is this a feeder category for
For Danix.
Danix? Is that a feeder?
And yes, and Danix is feeder category for all India services. But there is a maximum limit prescribed 30% or 33%. 33%. It cannot cross that, my lord. Otherwise, direct recruits up to 67% and from the feeder cadre by promotion 33%. These rules may be called the Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi subordinate service rules, but made by the central government, not by the state government. Definitions. Lieutenant Governor means Lieutenant Governor of the NCT of Delhi appointed by the President under Article 239. Then appointing authority in grade 1 and grade 2 means the Chief Secretary, and in relation to grade 3 and grade 4, the heads of department concerned for the purpose of these rules. Then commission means the Union Public Service Commission. Then direct recruitment means recruitment through competitive examination held by Delhi Subordinate Service Selection Board. And board means Service Selection Board. Then your lordships, my Lord Justice Narasimha rightly pointed out, my Lord, grading also is given in Rule 3. My Lord, kindly Rule N.
Rule 10.
Cadre N, 2N. Cadre controlling authority means the services department of the government of NCT of Delhi. But like DOPT in the center, there is a service department in GNCT. In other states, it's called GAD, General Administration Department. They take care of service related. Then, my Lord, this cadre controlling authority, my Lord, kindly see Rule 11 at page 203. The cadre controlling, your lordship gets at the foot 11, Rule 11. My Lord, liability of every member of the service unless he is on leave, the lordship. The cadre controlling authority may transfer the members of the service from one office to another office within the service from time to time. Because they are not all India. They are not supposed to work at all India. They are central civil services officers, but they can be transferred only with GNCT. Because of the
Other controlling authority means the services department of the government of the
government of NCT of Delhi. Yes. Correct. That's what I'm trying to say. Subject.
The thing is appointing authority. Crucial thing is appointing authority.
That's Chief Secretary.
That's appointing authority will be the person who ultimately have the discipline and other control. That's the chief secretary.
Correct.
That's the chief secretary.
Chief
So that's a crucial
Correct.
in.
I read that one first. I read that. Authority is the Chief Secretary.
To be.
Yes. This is clerks, peons, etc. Now, my Lord, come to Denix. That is at page 142.
CV4. New CV.
New. 142. All are on record. File together. 142. PDF 144. Does your lordship statement may I read? Lord, kindly see what this is again, my Lord, Government of India, Ministry of Home Affairs, in exercise of the powers conferred by the proviso to Article 309 of the Constitution and in supersession of so and so, except then these rules are framed. Kindly come to 2A. Administration means the government of NCT of Delhi in respect of National Capital Territory of Delhi and Union Territory Administration in respect of Union Territories of Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Lakshadweep, Daman and Diu, and Dadra and Nagar Haveli. Now kindly, my Lord, turn the page over. Administrator. Administrator means, Lord, LG for Delhi and administrator for the rest. Means the administrator appointed under Article 239 of the Constitution for the Union Territories of NCT, Andaman, Nicobar, so and so, so and so. Appointing authority in relation to any grade means authority empowered under the Central Civil Services classification, control and appeal rules to make appointments to that grade. Lord, your lordship may mark, Lord, on the side Rule 9 of the Central Civil Services classification, control and appeal rules, which is, my lord, the Honorable President. Now, my lord, G, 2G. Cadre Controlling Authority means the Government of India in the Ministry of Home Affairs. This is the Cadre Controlling Authority. Commission means the Union Public Service Commission. Then government means the Government of India. O, service means National Capital Territory, that is DELIX. Then kindly see 3, composition of service and its classification. There shall be constituted a service known as National Capital Territory of Delhi, Andaman and Nicobar. Well, kindly see 3. The post in Junior Administrative Grade 1, Junior Administrative Grade and Selection Grade shall be Central Civil Services Group A post, and those in the entry grade shall be Central Civil Services Group B post, just to show that they are central services. Now kindly come to Lord, Rule 11 and 12. That is directly, my lord, on the point. At page 149, 151 of the PDF. Your Lordship gets that, my Lord Justice Nasim. Bottom, my lord, Rule 11, appointment to the service. All appointment to the service shall be made by the appointing authority to the Junior Administrative Grade 1 or Junior Administrative Grade 2 or Selection Grade or Entry Grade of the service, and not against any specific post included in the service. Now, posting. Every member of the service allocated to an administration shall, unless he is appointed to an ex-cadre post or is otherwise not available for holding a duty post owing to exigencies of public service, be posted against a duty post under the administration by the administrator concerned. Administrator means LG under 239.
Only in question of this eventuality.
No.
Please see, every member of the service.
Every member of the service allocated to an administration shall, unless he is appointed, he is the appointing authority. Except in those cases.
That is what I.
Yes, your Lordship, sir. Except in those exceptional cases, he is the administrator, namely LG, the authority. Then 30. The government shall, from time to time, allocate a member of the service to any administration for posting in terms of Rule 12. Look, this is, DELIX is for all these union territories, including NCT of Delhi. Unlike DAS, which can be transferred and they can be, but they should be working only in NCT. They can go to Lakshadweep, they can go to Arunachal, they can go to any of these named territories or the states. And the government of, means the government of India here in this. 2K, but what I have read. So, Cadre Controlling Authority is MHA, government is Government of India, posting by the administrator, and Lord, of course, departmental action also by the appointing authority. That goes without saying. Now coming to the third, All India Services. And my Lord, kindly bear in mind, I am not for a second saying that control means functional control, that how you will discharge your functions. That's not the function. That is as per the transaction of business rules. If a health secretary is supposed to discharge certain functions, he has to say purchase something. Then he did not ask the health secretary of the union. He will go by the health ministry of GNCTD, the health minister of GNCTD. Control is administrative control, posting, transfer, departmental action, etc. That's the issue here. Kindly, my Lord, come to page 1 of this compilation. Indian Administrative Service Recruitment Rules.
Page?
Page 1, the first page of the compilation. Maybe 3, my Lord, PDF volume 3. These rules may be called the Indian Administrative Services Recruitment Rules. Then commission means UPSC, then AA, direct recruit means a person appointed to the service, or we are not concerned. B, joint cadre and state cadre have the meaning specific respectively assigned to them in the Indian Administrative Service cadre rules. Then E, service means IAS. 3, well, it keeps on adding IAS, IPS, IFS, but that we are not concerned. We are concerned only with the Indian Administrative Service. State means a state specified in the first schedule to the Constitution and includes union territory. Well, this came in 1958. After, my lord, 7th Amendment in 1956, union territory was here consciously added. Then state service means, kindly see, all are central services. No specific service, my lord, for individual union territory. For the purpose of filling up the vacancies in the Indian Administrative Service cadre for Arunachal Pradesh, Goa, Mizoram Union territories under Rule 9 and the following service named: A, Delhi and Andaman Nicobar Islands, there is DENIX. Correct, madams? Who is that is the state civil service. Well, that's how it is named, but it is a central civil service for all purposes. Correct, madam? Then kindly see H. State government concern in relation to a joint cadre shall consist of persons recruited to the service in accordance with provisions of these rules. Then, my lord, 4(2) may be relevant, my lord. Subject to the provisions of these rules, the method or methods of recruitment to be adopted for the purpose of filling up any particular vacancy or vacancies as may be required to be filled during any particular period of recruitment shall be determined by the central government in consultation with the commission and the state government concerned, not in case of joint cadre. Similarly, my lord, B is the strength, number of persons to be recruited. My lord, what happens is, my lord, before the advertisement is issued, my lord, all states are consulted that what are your requirements, what are your vacant positions, and thereafter, my lord, making that assessment. That is the consultation, my lord, which the central government does. My lord, since inception, my lord, the advertisements are issued and UPSC conducts the examination. Then, my lord, kindly come to Rule 7. Recruitment by competitive examination. A competitive examination for recruitment to the service shall be held at such intervals as the central government may, in consultation with the commission, from time to time determine. Then, my lord, recruitment by promotion. Lord, I have already said, I need not labor much because it's not directly concerned and there would not be any dispute. DENIX is the feeder cadre for promotion to all India services. Inter area, there can be other feeder cadres also, like Maharashtra Administrative Service or Gujarat Administrative Service, etc. But now kindly come to All India Services Discipline and Appeal Rules. Page 9. PDF page 11. Kindly see 2C. Who is the disciplinary authority? The Lordship gets to know. May I read?
Yes.
PDF page 11. The All India Services Discipline and Appeal Rules. 2C. May I read, Manoj? Government means, in case of a member of the service serving in connection with the affairs of a state, or who is deputed for service in any company, association, or body of individuals, whether incorporated or not, which is wholly or substantially owned or controlled by the government of a state, or in local authority set up by an act of legislature of a state, the government of that state. When melody goes to the state cadre, Gujarat cadre, Maharashtra cadre, etc. 2, in any other case, the central government. So for central services, functioning, kindly remember 309, working in the affairs of the union is the expression used. So those who are working in the affairs of the union, the central government is the disciplinary authority. So that's the limited purpose of this. Now, my lord, kindly see, my lord, that query which fell from my lord Justice Narasimha. I may, my lord, kindly respectfully try to answer that. Kindly come to PDF page 91, that rule 11A. my lord. There is a dichotomy in the drafting, but I'll be able to, my lord, remove that dichotomy, my lord, if the way I intend to read it, my lord, I can persuade you.
Page 91,
91, my lord. PDF page 91, my lord.
90.
91.
What is that?
Cadre rules.
My lord, Indian Administrative Service cadre rules. My lord, this, my lord, possibly, my lord, my lord's Justice Narasimha was referring to this 11A, my lord, in this. Correct. I'll just, my lord, try and harmonize the reading of 10A. My lord, there is an apparent dichotomy. My lord, kindly see the definition C. State means a state specified in the first schedule, that is federated state, the real state, to the constitution and includes a union territory. So there can be a union territory. Then there is another definition, and everything turns on this. State government concerned in relation to a joint cadre means the joint cadre authority. So state government means state government or UT, but state government concern would mean joint cadre authority.
Which
Why
is-
this?
Which is referred to in Rule 7,
Correct.
postings.
Exactly, my lord. And my lord, if we read section rule 11A the way they want to read, 7 becomes redundant OTO.
Please read para first.
But,
Rule
why?
7.
Yes,
Rule 7.
rule 7. All appointments to the cadre post shall be made in case of a state cadre by the state government and in case of a joint cadre by the state government concerned. Now, what is the state government concerned?
Joint cabinet.
Well, that's what I was trying to explain. Lord, suppose Punjab and Haryana and Himachal, hypothetically, this is not a true example. Punjab, Haryana and Himachal decide to have a joint cadre. Then there can't be 3 states who work as a joint cadre. So they would designate one as state government concern. In case of a joint cadre, state government concern by the definition is only for joint cadre. Similar, in case of Union of India, joint cadre is the central government through MHA that your lordships would find at page 213, the rules of business of the central. Kindly come to page 213, 215, my lord, of the PDF page.
What bookmark is that? Mr. Mayor?
Lord, it kindly come to 308 directly.
PDF bookmark.
12.
308. 12. But it's a long rules, my lord, but I am directly coming to 308, the relevant part. This is, my lord, rules of business made by the president.
But how does he get over? States.
I'll read 11A first. my lords.
Yes, 11 is,
Yes, sir. But kindly take it that for postings, the state government concern is Union of India through MH. Kindly take it for the time being. I'll come to 11. Kindly come to 11. Authority to exercise certain powers in respect of members of the service serving in connection with the affairs of the states constituting a joint cadre. My lord, in the context, this is joint cadre of the states as we understand. Your lordships have said. I'm sorry, page 93. A PDF page can be 95.
Volume.
I've got it. Thank you.
Yeah, 93, correct.
My Lord Justice Nasima again. I'll read it again, my Lord. Authority to exercise certain powers in respect of members of the service serving in connection with affairs of the states constituting a joint cadre. Lord, here the word state is used in the sense of federating states. When there are Haryana and Himachal and Punjab, etc., not with UT. And why I say so, my Lord, kindly see. The powers of the, your Lordships have seen, 7 says appointing authority is the state government concern, which is Union of India. Now, the powers of the state government under the second proviso, to sub-rule 2 we are not concerned, under clause 1 so and so, and under rule 7, we are concerned with rule 7. In relation to members of the service serving in connection with the affairs of the constituent state shall be exercised by the government of that state. 7 says by the state government concerned, and here it says government of that state. So if we take literally government of that state as defined to include UT, then rule 7 becomes redundant and odioous. So the only way to have harmonious construction is to read state in rule 11A as federating state. When there are joint cadre of 2 full-fledged states, then government of that state.
That is, according to you, cadre controlling authority.
Yes. Joint cadre controlling authority. But in case of UT, state government concern, which is MHA.
Where do you get that? That will be the state government concerned will be the MHA.
Yes, I was showing that. Lord. Kindly come to page 304. That is, my Lord,
My own turn, I'll show it's not the MHA, it is a joint cadre controlling authority where my chief secretary also sits, but that is my turn.
no, joint cadre controlling authority is different. I am on
MHA is not the nodal point. It's not the state. Anyway, 213.
213. Lord. It starts at 213. Lord, these are. I'll come to that joint cadre control. Your briefing is a little earlier than what I suggest.
Asking the page number, I'm not interrupting.
No, you can interrupt. But 304.
304.
304.
304 will
At 306, my Lord. Home Ministry of Home Affairs, my Lord.
tell me the page.
304, but PDF page 305. 306, I'm sorry.
PDF 306.
Serial number?
No, the top is Ministry of Home Affairs within bracket Grih Mantralaya.
Sorry, we are not getting.
Yes, 304.
In the index, it's not there, but it's there.
Yes.
Page number mein to hai.
Yes.
Ministry of.
Lord, these are the powers delegated by the President of India in exercise of the constitutional powers under the rules of business. Your Lordships are aware, rules of business are made by the President. Kindly come to, my Lord, 307. 308.
There is a number to this.
That first page is missing.
Pardon?
What are these rules called, solicitor?
Lord, these are rules of business,
Rules of business.
allocation of business. Lord, I'll
Allocation of business rules normally.
yes, my Lord, page 210. 213, I'm sorry, 213 or 217. 215, sorry, there is a
215.
215. Can you see, my Lord, the government of India within bracket allocation of business bracket over schools 1961.
That's right.
Correct, my Lord? This is a part of that. 308 is a part of these rules. 213 years.
Application.
Lord, kindly see 3, Roman 3 at page 308. Union territories.
Page 308.
Yes. What are the subjects which are given to the Ministry of Home Affairs by the President. Union territories. 7. Union territories with legislature. A. National Capital Territory and City of Delhi. All matters falling within the purview of the Union government in terms of provisions contained in Part 8 of the Constitution, insofar as these are applicable to the National Capital Territory of Delhi and the Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi, excepting matters with respect to entry 18 of the state list and all such matters as have been specifically assigned under these rules. So first, my lord, if your lordship takes the view that services fall within union, the power, my lord, then one would be the relevant clause. Then I'll read first. All powers and functions of the central government as per provisions of the MCD Act. Your lordship may kindly skip. B, your lordships may kindly skip. That's for Puducherry. A, making of regulations under Article 240 of the Constitution for peace, etc. Your lordships can directly come to D. General questions relating to public services in the union territories and service matters insofar as these fall within the purview of the state governments relating to not all service matters of union territories. Service matters insofar as these fall within the purview of the state government relating to the officers of Indian Administrative Service and Indian Police Service serving in connection with affairs of the union territories. NCT of Delhi, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and there is DENIX and Puducherry Civil and Police Services. It's a civil service, but known as Puducherry Civil Service. And E is appointment of lieutenant governors and administrators in the UTs. So all service matters, my lord, for UTs with regard to IAS, IPS and DENIX is, my lord, MHA.
So this is Union of India's allocation of business rules.
Correct. Made under section, article
Yes. I think executive.
one,
there.
60, 72.
There.
The lordship will give me money.
All state governments also have this.
Article 77, clause 3. Yes. Conduct of business of the government of India, Your lordship. Yes. All executive action of the president. 3. The president shall make rules for more convenient transaction of the business of government of India and for allocation amongst ministers of the said business.
Well, how long would you take roughly? Because we are just first tell us what's your time estimate?
My lord, without repeating, my lord, at least an hour.
1 hour. And in rejoinder, Dr. Singhvi, how long would you
It
take?
is my respectful submission. I would require 120 minutes, but I'll try and do it in 90 minutes.
Sorry, how much time?
Well, it's 1.5 hours. I want 2 hours.
1.5 hours.
I want 2
otherwise-
hours actually,
And
Malus.
solicitor, you are saying 1 hour, outside limit 1 hour.
1 hour, my lord. Your lordships have
No,
seen, I have
we're
not
not
repeated
pushing,
it.
Mr. Solicitor, we're not pushing you into a corner. We just, so that for our own logistical thing, I was talking
Yes,
to my
yes,
colleague. That's all. So 1 hour, you'll wrap up, no?
1 hour sometime, my lord. 1 hour, 10 minutes, my lord.
All right, so
If your lordships are for logistics, if your lordship would want to keep this bench only till afternoon lunch on Tuesday, is
It
one-
can be.
I'm only making a loud thing.
Within one session, it can be.
It can be, if
see,
he gives
because I
me
have a
2
little
hours.
mentioning we start at 40 to 11, so you would finish, say, by 12.
He's got another 45 minutes today.
No, I can do it tomorrow. I mean,
No, today you have.
To finish today?
Just 10 minutes up. 1 hour from now.
this is a new topic, my lord. Let me, my lord, finish on Tuesday. My lord. Unless, my lord, your lordships are otherwise occupied or something, my lord, there is some inconvenience.
No, because we wouldn't like to give a break in a constitution bench
Yes, yes.
matter, because if we suppose keep it after 2 weeks, then the
No.
the matter is
the
gone.
purpose
We
is
want to
gone.
complete start to finish in a constitution bench. I normally do that even in regular matters,
I
but
know, your lordships. Well, this is a matter of the moment.
what we can do is today we'll rise at 3:30 so that, if
Lord,
we
it's
start.
3:15 already. If your lordships can consider rising now, Lord, rather than
Unless your lordships,
No, we
your lordships gave an inch.
more time on that.
My learned friend wants a yard. Man.
I have
Order
never.
controlling authority is here.
Pardon, my lord?
Order controlling authority is there.
Yeah, yes.
And there is no joint cadre there. Only a single cadre controlling.
We have joint cadre controlling.
So then in a wrap up for what you have covered so far post lunch, what is it that you're trying to then, what's the submission? How would you formulate it?
My lord, there is one more suggestion, my lord. Mr. Salve sent a message that if he can be given for 20 minutes today, my lord, then he
For
can.
what?
For what? We have not whom?
No, he's for the, my lord, this,
We are not-
NX and IAS officers.
Allowed that application.
Intervention in a constitution bench.
Solicitor, you are here now.
Intervention in a constitution bench, your lordship doesn't allow like this.
What employee?
No,
Last day, my lordship has had 2 years of dates before the earlier predecessor bench of my lord.
We don't fight on this, my lord. We don't fight.
I'm not telling you. I'm
He
talking about-
mentioned, my lord, your lordship said, we'll hear you.
What
That's all.
intervention? I mean, an officers now,
No, on a question of law, my lord, not that he will.
Then your lordship,
You're there, you're
so many people intervening this side, that side.
You are there.
I'm supposed to assist your lordship. my lord.
Your lordship will then have somebody this side, then that side. That's not the point. So many people can intervene.
Let's not.
So then what we can do is we'll, 1 second. Continue on Tuesday. First on board, we'll continue with the CB. We will not break.
Oblige.
Yeah, obviously.
Tuesday. Do that actually. My courtmasters are very smart people. Courtmaster has a suggestion that we can start at 10:30 and mentioning can be at 2:00.
Yes, yes.
Later. Saturday.
Tuesday.
I was a young judge in the Bombay High Court when you start on these specialized jurisdictions like company jurisdiction. Company registrar would tell us, sir, अब ऐसा करना होता है इसमें.
There is only one.
They spend their whole like a long career, in amalgamation, merger.
The procedural part, they know much better than anything.
Master, my lord, Justice Shah would know.
Kevin said, I need 2 hours, I'll do it in 90 minutes. My learned friend starting at 10:30 will have to give me 90 minutes. That your lordship is able to rise at lunch. I made that clear. I should not be boxed in for less than 90 minutes. That's all. Whatever time
All right, we'll give Mr. Solicitor 1 hour flat.
Yes.
You can take 1 hour flat.
I'll do it.
2.5.
As long as that's clear.
So in the first session, all of you, both of you.
Absolutely. But if I get my 90 minutes, I'll not exceed. Whatever is there, we'll put it in. I'll not exceed. I just request you for the 90.
My lord, court. Chatur bhai, my lord.
No, my own, you see, bench clerk. Huh? The moment the matter was signed, he was ready with all the judgments.
He would say that there is a direct judgment on this point and he would give it to the judge.
And particularly, people like our insolvency registrars in the High Court, the company registrars, because they are so well versed with the procedural
Ticket of
aspect.
procedure, that's what they
They are amazingly well equipped with procedure.
It's about.
like.